Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm gonna be updating my bookshelves and my book corner. We all know how much I've been saying I was going to do this, but just never got to it. And this weekend I'm finally free. I'm taking time away from games and trying to really sort out my office because I still had a box in here up until yesterday. I finally went through it and decided what needed to stay and what needed to go back downstairs. So that box is finally gone. I'm still debating if this is how I really want my room to look like. As much as I love my book room and office, I don't come in here enough, and I think it's just because it's not aesthetic enough for me to want to sit here. For months I've been saying I was gonna get a new reading chair, so I kept asking people for recommendations, but I don't think that's gonna happen. What if I put one bookshelf here? No. That wouldn't look good. I would need a corner bookshelf because what I'm thinking is one bookshelf here and then one bookshelf here. And then my chair can be here, or my chair could be over here. Like this, but more tucked into the wall. And then I can decorate this wall because I've always wanted a backdrop with book pages. If you guys remember from when I lived with my parents, I had a book wall and that was like my favorite thing ever. I loved filming in that spot and just talking about books. Also, oh my gosh, I want to show you guys. Back around my birthday in November, me and my friends, we took a trip for my birthday. Well, obviously I just said that. We did some painting one night and this is what I painted. I'm so proud of it. The mushroom is a little bit meh. It turned out better than I thought, honestly, but it's a little bit cloudy. I'm not a pro though, so I'm super proud of this. And then also, when did we... Oh, this was also the same trip. We went up north and there's a cute little town where you can do some shopping. I wasn't expecting to buy anything because I'm a pretty picky shopper. As much as I am very impulsive, at the same time, I know when I need something and when I don't, so I won't buy it if I don't need it. And technically, I didn't need these, but I thought they would be so perfect in my house because you guys already know I love fairy core stuff and pink stuff. So I bought 3 pieces of art and they were so expensive. Now thinking about it, it was not worth it, but in the moment, it gave me that little rush, so I had to get it. This is the first one. And then the next one is Fairy Group of Friends. Last is The Fairy by the Lake. It's just so beautiful. I'm gonna wait until I move my bookshelves and then configure the room the way I want it to be before I hang up any of these shelves or any of my wall art. These 3 posters really motivated me to get my together. Plus, as you guys can see, my bookshelves are super unorganized. I took them all down when I made the little Christmas tree, and ever since then I have not touched them. I've also gained a lot of trinkets the past year, so these need to go up somewhere and somehow. First, let us remove all the books. Step 1, the worst part. Big Chungus books, and I'm putting them on top. The stepladder I've used in the past was my dad's and I just returned it to him. I only recently just put up new string lights because the other ones were not very shiny and bright. I did such a good job at it too, and it took a lot of effort, but surely we'll get it back up. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was so much work. Not really, but I'm out of breath. Wait. Oh. I was like, why is there resistance? It's because of this hook that I put on top. And maybe I'll even get to use my outlet. That's one thing that I was really annoyed about when I first got my bookshelves, is that I was covering an outlet here. So I've been dealing with only using the one outlet where my gaming computer is. Oh. Alright, now we're... So yes, there will be a little bit of an empty space in the corner. This is the better alternative to buying a whole new bookshelf that I will not be able to fill. This is good. I'm happy with this. I have this gigantic box that I've been saving for months. I was actually putting it in the living room for the bunnies in one of the corners they never go in. But since they never go there, they never used it. I knew I was saving it for good reason though, because now I'm gonna use it to put above my bookshelf so that the little corner that is empty can sit my bear up there. Yep. Okay, I have the shape here, so I'm gonna plant it up there now. And now we're on to the best part, which is the decorating. I have to find the one book that I'm going to shred. I have two. This one has larger pages, so I almost want to do this one first. Look at the size difference. If I decide to shred this one up, then it's gonna take me longer to put them up against the wall. I don't know how I got this book. I think I stole it from the library. That's what it's looking like. My school library, at least, not the actual library. But I don't remember ever having this book. Maybe it was my dad's, actually. I'm debating right now if I want to line up the pages really nice or if I want to overlap them. I did try overlapping them at my last place, but it didn't work out too nice because some pages were just way too overlapped and then some were aligned, so it looked awkward in some places. I feel like there's an art to getting the page wall correct. There's a certain way it has to look. Let me look on Pinterest really quick for inspo and then I will decide based on that. Ooh, there's some really cute ones like this. I do like the 3D-ness of it. I've seen that a lot on Book Talk and I think I wanted to attempt that, but some books are really heavy. I think I'll just start off with 2D and then I'll decide from there if I wanted to make it 3D. I have my papers, guys. I don't think this is gonna be enough at all, but let's just get started because if I have to keep ripping out pages, I'm going to quit. I'm gonna leave this side blank and then I'll do this whole wall and then I will put up some shelves because long ago, you guys know when I did one of my home hauls that I got this. It's like a fire exit, whatever those thingies are called. Yeah, fire escape. I've been wanting to put it up for months because, well, you can tell how many little trinkets I like to collect now. I think the idea would be here. Could be on this wall as well since I'm not going to be putting anything on. That might be cute. I just don't know yet until I have my page wall up. I'm moving my books right now because you can see my desk is curving from how heavy they all are. I don't want it to break. Good morning, everybody. I have analysis paralysis right now because there are just way too many shelves. And I just remembered that a couple years ago, my workplace did a Secret Santa and my boss was my Secret Santa. She got me these bookshelves that make your books look like they're floating, but I have to go find that in order to put it up and I really don't want to. But I for sure am gonna put up my pink shelf so that I can fit my Smiskies on it. That's gonna take first priority and then I'll decide on what I want to do with these ones. Then, you guys already know I showed you the pictures. Trying to decide where they would look best. I thought these were cardstock, which is why I purchased them for $24 a piece, but it's quite literally just a sheet of paper. Let's see how they would look. I went downstairs to look for this in all of my storage boxes just for it to be sitting on my windowsill behind my curtains. This is the invisible bookshelf I was talking about earlier that my boss gifted me. Sat here for the longest watching my friend's Minecraft stream debating if I really wanted to put my pictures here or if I wanted to line them up on this wall. And I even went to post a TikTok to ask all my friends and also my Booksta friends. Most people voted for number 2. I had also captioned it like, oh, I like number 2 a little bit better, but I'm just kind of sad that it's not as visible because on this wall you can't really see it. But then I went against everybody's vote and put them on the page wall instead. Okay guys, here is the completed transformation. I am so beyond happy with how it turned out. It's way better than I even pictured or imagined or even thought. Yes, I'm also in my dress from the first day because this is my last day renting it actually. I'm renting it from Nuuly. You guys already know, I've mentioned it a couple times. I love Nuuly so much. They're coming up with a Bridgerton collaboration and I'm so excited for that. Off topic, but I kind of did want to buy this dress because it's so cute. And the rest of the stuff that I rented as well, they're all so cute. However, I checked the prices and they were over $100 a piece. So I'm not going to purchase anything this round, but I am going to put my membership on pause until the 26th. I think that's when the Bridgerton collection comes out, so I want to check that out. I love, love, love renting fashion. It is way more sustainable than what I was doing before, which was just like buying clothes every single time I wanted something new to wear, because I'm the type of person where if I've already worn it and I took pictures with it and I posted on Instagram, I don't want to wear that outfit anymore, which is really bad, but just how I function, I guess. Also, this is not an ad, this is just my own opinion, and I really love Nuuly. If you want a code, you want to try it out, link down below. You'll get some money off. I'm pretty sure I'll get some money off as well. Anyway, let's get back to the video. I'll give you guys a tour of everything. Here's the book wall. I started all the way from the bottom to the top. And then we have my hanging bookshelf here. I put Alex Astor's series on here. Of course, you guys know my fairy paintings. We love them. Actually, I didn't paint them, but you know what I mean. And then down here, I have my chair, my New Jeans Bonini pillow, and then my pink pillow from the couch. This is the trinket shelf. I did add Boo since the last time I filmed. This is from a gacha machine in Japan. I love how tiny they are and how they just fit through the shelves, although they do look like they're in prison. It works. I'm not gonna fully go over my bookshelves just because it is kind of a hot mess. I honestly didn't really organize in any certain way, but Shatter Me's always gonna be on the shelf for some reason. It just belongs here now. More Shatter Me novellas, my bunny. This thing you guys know I built that took forever and I will never do one ever again. Random Fantasies, my jewelry box, my jewelry girl, and then I thought it would be funny to put my little Pop Mart figure leaning up against the book so that it looks like she's trying to hold them up. Favorite series of all time with my little fairy from Japan. Actually, she's not from Japan, but I discovered this box from Japan. Yeah, the rest of this is my Stephanie Garber shelf, so those are the other books I have from her, aside from the Once Upon a Broken Heart and Ballad of Never After hardcovers. Those are on a different shelf. Other random books, my nice little bookend that I'm finally using, Chloe Gong part of the shelf, stuffies, and a bin that I'm currently using to store the third shelf of the fire escape. Back at the top here, we have my highly anticipated fantasy read of the year. I don't think it's like the most highly anticipated, but I have really high hopes for it. And then just a bunch more fantasy. Then this is the only shelf that is full of books. Again, very random. There's some fantasy and then just like random ones. Then these shelves down here, and then I added my little pop figures on the bottom. At the top, I kept it the same with the greenery and my bear. I'm probably gonna add more stuff on top eventually, but I'd have to collect more stuff. I don't know what that stuff will be. I mean, eventually I do want to get more books and then maybe move my stuffies at the top there. Then finally on the side, just so that it didn't look naked, I added 2 photo strips that I got from Korea. Actually, that's a lie. I got this one from Korea and this one from LA. Oh my gosh, it looks so good even in my camera. This is way better than the first time when I moved in and I was like, oh my gosh, I have so many visions for this room. When I first did my transformation, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna make me want to read in the room more. And actually, I hardly ever read in here. I think I would mostly read in the living room on the couch because my couch is so comfy. But now, like, this room genuinely makes me want to sit in this chair and read. I just love looking at the book page wall and then my art and my little trinkets finally have a space. I am reading a book right now. You guys will see next week. I'll post a video. I can't spoil what it is, but it's probably one of the best fantasy reads I've ever read, so anticipate that video. I'm so excited to share it. I'll probably share it on Book Talk before my video comes out because I like to do what I'm reading, watching, and listening to videos. So if you don't follow me there and you want to, I'll go ahead and add that on the screen. I'll show you guys how far I've gotten into it without spoiling it. I am more than halfway through. Take a guess what you think I'm reading. Anyway, that is gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much if you guys watched all the way. I will see y'all next week.